My father-in-law passed away a year ago after a long and painful struggle. His passing left a void in our lives that we are still trying to come to terms with. In the aftermath of his death, my mother-in-law, Olivia, underwent a profound transformation. The pain and grief of losing her husband had taken a toll on her, and it was difficult to recognize the woman she had become. However, with time, we have all learned to cope with our loss and move forward as a family. Olivia is a college lecturer in light industry, and at 48 years old, she is of average height, with simple medium-length hair and a narrow waist. Despite the pain she has endured, she has managed to maintain a gorgeous figure that seems to exude an almost seductive quality. In fact, her figure is so alluring that even her sister-in-law, my wife, who has a nearly perfect figure herself, seems to pale in comparison. My wife has not yet attained such allure, while my mother-in-law is already in her prime. During the holidays, we made our usual visit to my wife's parents, where we enjoyed a stormy feast and indulged in copious amounts of herbal tincture. As the night wore on, my wife passed out drunk immediately after we went to bed, leaving me to watch TV with the remote control. In my drunken stupor, I decided to turn on a video on my phone to satisfy my desires. I became so engrossed in the phone screen that I didn't pay attention to anything else. I was lying in bed, half asleep, when I noticed a movement outside the glass door to our room. At first, I ignored it, but when it happened again, I realized it was my mother-in-law standing there. The door was slightly ajar, and despite the risk of being caught, Olivia openly stared at me. She stood in a light silk robe, hinting for me to continue as she stroked herself. My drunken brain craved a continuation, and I decided to proceed with the events. The sea is knee-deep for a drunk. I can't comprehend what I'm doing. There are no more bets. I step out into the corridor. No one is there. I headed to the bedroom, where my mother-in-law was waiting. That image will stay with me for life. After a brief foreplay, we got down to business. Suddenly, I felt someone